Supplier Analysis Report is a detailed review of a business's supplier base. It can be difficult to assess spend across your entire supplier base from your accounting package. Therefore, every transaction over the past 3 years has been consolidated to establish whether there are any risks or opportunities present. At the top of the first page, there are 3 statements which analyze the supplier base over the past 2 years. The expenditure comment analyzes the number of suppliers with spend recorded against them over the past 12 months compared to the previous 12 months, total spend recorded against these suppliers, and the average spend per supplier this year compared to last year. The supplier exposure comment analyzes risk within a business's supplier base. You are presented with the number and identity of those suppliers responsible for more than 10% of total expenditure. The supplier profile comment analyzes the total supplier base over the past 12 months and the proportion of those suppliers that did not have any spend recorded against them in the previous 12 months. These are classified as new suppliers. This is then compared to the number of new suppliers generated last year. The next section allows you to compare the supplier segmentation over each of the last 2 years. You can compare the number of suppliers, total spend, and average spend per supplier for new and existing suppliers over each of the last 2 years, the amount spent with existing suppliers this year compared to last year, and the amount spent with new suppliers this year compared to the amount spent with lapsed suppliers from the previous year. At the bottom of the first page, there is a table which analyzes your spend by supplier for your top 40 suppliers ranked by value over the past 12 months. The table displays the name and status of each supplier, with an existing supplier defined as one who has had a transaction in the most recent 12 months and in the previous 12 months, and a new supplier defined as one who has had a transaction in the most recent 12 months but not in the previous 12 months. The spend attributable to each of these suppliers over the past 12 months, and where relevant compared to the previous 12 months. The proportion of total spend each supplier was responsible for over the past 12 months, again where relevant compared to the previous 12 months. If a supplier is highlighted, it indicates they are responsible for greater than 10% of total expenditure. Finally, the number of transactions as defined by a line on an invoice and the average spend per transaction are presented. Again, where relevant, this is compared to the previous year. Page 2 then breaks down the same information in 3 different ways. First, all suppliers with spend recorded against them in each of the last 2 years are ranked by the variance in expenditure in the most recent 12 months compared to the previous 12 months. The 20 clients with the greatest reduction in expenditure over the past year are displayed at the top of the table, and the 20 suppliers with the greatest increase in expenditure are displayed at the bottom of the table. At the bottom of page 2, there are then 2 further tables. The first ranks all new suppliers by spend and displays the top 25 ranked by value, with the second ranking all lapsed suppliers by spend in the previous year and displaying the top 25. The final page provides a detailed analysis for the 5 suppliers with the most spend recorded against them over the past 12 months. Each section displays the expenditure trend, number of transactions, and the average value of each transaction over the past 3 years.